This is Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis.
Yeah, we're ready to go again. It's another Tampa Bay Lightning, New Jersey Devils pregame edition of Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis. We got you covered all around the National Hockey League. The Stanley Cup playoffs continue. We're a week into the postseason tournament, and boy, there's lots of stories going on that we will cover. Both out west, where the first team has already moved on. Hands up if you predicted it. I don't see any hands, and I'm not surprised because nobody predicted it. But we're anxious and looking forward to game number 4 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New Jersey Devils, set to face off in New Jersey a little after 7:30 or so this evening. We'll take you through the lineups for both teams. There's a couple of other questions. We'll kind of revisit what took place in game number 3 because there's a few interesting storylines for both the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New Jersey Devils that we'll explore. We'll kind of look ahead to what we may expect or hope to see in game number 4 of this series. Game number 5, by the way, has been confirmed to go on Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern time at Amalie Arena in Tampa. We'll also look ahead to the other games on the Wednesday night schedule. Another elimination game out west. Yeah, those Western teams, some of them are kind of getting it done. Also, a few other stories from around the NHL, a few other things that we'll dive into and talk about as well. Looking forward to it. At Hockey Unfiltered, at Todd Lewis Sports, Twitter and Instagram handles to reach us. We're looking forward to another good day in the Stanley Cup playoffs. As you kind of think back over the first week, yeah, there's been a lot that's gone on. It's been interesting in a number of different series. The Lightning and the Devils has had a few storylines develop. And a few that have been unexpected, but a lot of it has been what I thought it would be going into the series. Devils got their first victory of the postseason in game number 3. The Tampa Bay Lightning with a 2-1 margin as we get set for game number 4. What did we see? What did we learn in game number 3? What might we see in game number 4 tonight? Oh, yeah, this and a whole bunch of other topics are all ahead. Now, first impressions, as I sat back and kind of looked over a few of the stories and notes and statistics from the first 3 games of the series between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New Jersey Devils, my first impression of game 3 and kind of the series as a whole, as we have seen it play out so far, not a lot of surprises. As far as I'm concerned, nothing that I really didn't expect from both teams as we went into this series. And especially so from the New Jersey Devils. They started with Keith Kinkaid in goal, and I didn't expect that they would be finishing the series with Keith Kinkaid in goal. Corey Schneider is the number 1 goaltender. He's the guy that if you're going to have your best opportunity to win, he's the guy you want in goal. Keith Kinkaid stumbled in the series in game number 2, and you could see it was a no-brainer. It was the right thing to do for head coach John Hines of the New Jersey Devils to say, you know what, we're making the switch. Get Corey Schneider into game number 2, give him a few shots, let him get a little speed and game action, see what he's got, see how he looks, because he hadn't been great up until that point in 2018. Yes, he got the victory. Now, also, as expected, game number 3, after the Tampa Bay Lightning win the first 2 games, we'll say comfortably on home ice, there was a much more determined, much more desperate, much more engaged and involved New Jersey Devils team that the Tampa Bay Lightning faced. And this is no surprise. Tampa handles the Devils in the first couple of games. You wind up chasing one goaltender in the second game. You've got 2 victories on home ice, which is exactly what the goal was heading in. There's the natural excitement that once the series is back into your home building, it's your opportunity to show what your fans can do and show what you've really got for this team that's coming in. Yes, you may have won those first 2 games as the Lightning did, but the New Jersey Devils will have a little more resolve in game number 3. It's like, no, we're not going to let this series go as easily as some expect. There's going to be something. And the Devils also realize that it's game 3. It's not an elimination game. It's not the cliched must-win game. Much overused cliche, by the way. It's not an elimination game. But if there is any serious hope of the New Jersey Devils wanting to make this a series, wanting to try to climb back into it against the Tampa Bay Lightning, the favored team, the one with the deeper lineup, they've got to win in game number 3. If you go down 0-3, well, it's only a matter of time. The clock is ticking at that point. So we've reached a point now, as I see it in this series between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New Jersey Devils in game number 4. We've kind of reached the point where the importance and the significance of the next game is kind of on equal footing. If you win game number 1, it's like, okay, it's just one game. It's not a big deal. If you win game number 2, okay, that's significant. And by the time you get to game number 3, the team that's on the downside really has to win. The scales have kind of tipped back and leveled a little bit more. Game number 4 is an important game for both teams, and it's almost of equal significance. Devils can draw even in the series if they are to win game number 4 on home ice. And the Tampa Bay Lightning also realize that, okay, we won the first 2 games at home. Yeah, we got a better game out of New Jersey, and things went a little haywire at times. But if we can come up with a victory on the road in game number 4 in New Jersey, then we can go back in our building on Saturday afternoon with a chance to close out this series in 5 games. That's where the level of importance and that's where the focus will be with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I expect a more disciplined game, we'll say, from the Tampa Bay Lightning in game number 4. First 3 games, though, a lot of what's occurred was pretty much according to the book as I was expecting it. Tampa Bay's got a deeper roster. They got more skilled players. They've got more talent throughout their forward group. Their defense is better. They used their opportunities that were presented to them in the first couple of games to score victories, and also took advantage of some opportunities in game number 3, but also created opportunities for the New Jersey Devils. Devils were backed into a corner. They clawed their way out. They managed to get a win in game number 3 and draw the series a little bit closer. Now, following the victory of game number 3, as you would expect, the New Jersey Devils look to be putting pretty much the same lineup on the ice. Don't change a winner. That's the focus, isn't it? Once you've got a good thing going, keep going it. Now, the Ryan Callahan was missing from the lineup in game number 3. Tyler Johnson was reported to be suffering from some undisclosed body malady, we'll call it. It's a body maintenance day that he did not take part in practice on Tuesday. So body maintenance, I'm not sure what that is. I suppose the definition is probably rather different if you were to call a spa and go for the body maintenance package. But I suspect it's, you know what, Tyler Johnson, like just about everybody else on the rosters, is feeling it, and it's a little sore, and maybe it's best if he doesn't go out on the ice. JT Miller also sustained a nasty cut in game number 3. But he should be good to go. We'll go through all the lines as the lineups look to be for both the New Jersey Devils and the Tampa Bay Lightning coming up. But as we saw during the regular season, as mentioned, this series has kind of played out just about exactly the way I expected it. And as we saw through the regular season, Tampa Bay Lightning power play is lethal. And it was again in game number 3. Not enough so that they were able to win the third game of the series, but they struck on the power play again. Their efficiency on the power play has been remarkable through the first 3 games, and that is what they've been taking advantage of, and that has been their key to success. 9 power play chances, the Lightning have converted on 5. They have at least 1 power play goal in each of the first 3 games. You cannot ask for much more than that from your special teams. That frequency of success and a power play goal in every game will take you an awfully long way. What we need more of is consistency through 3 periods, and stay away from some of the, are we calling it nonsense that occurred in the third period? Some undisciplined play as well, taking some penalties that the New Jersey Devils were able to take advantage of. We talked about the key to success in this series, and so far the Devils penalty kill, which was very good during the regular season, has not been able to find a way to stop the Tampa Bay Lightning power play. That is a remarkable success rate, 5 out of 9. Alex Killorn has piled up the power play goals in the early going. He had 2 in game 2. He had another in game number 3. He is the leading goal scorer on the team. He's got 4 in the first 3 games. He's got 5 points in the series. Nikita Kucherov, the only player on the Tampa Bay Lightning roster who has more, 2 goals and 4 assists for the potential MVP winner. a number of other key contributors as well to the success of the Tampa Bay Lightning in a game, even though game 3 kind of got away from them in the third period. Tyler Johnson, 3 points. He's got 2 goals and an assist. Stamkos and Palat, each with a goal and 3 assists. Yanni Gourde, his rookie season continues to be a success, a goal and an assist. Ryan McDonough has been noticeable contributing with 3 assists through the first 3 games of the series. I'm a little bit surprised that both Victor Hedman and Anthony Cirelli are without a point so far. I don't expect that to last. JT Miller also, who was so hot in the final quarter of the season when he became a member of the Tampa Bay Lightning, piling up the points. He's only got 1 assist so far in the series. That'll change. I don't expect that to continue for the balance of it. The power play production has been positive for the Tampa Bay Lightning, but it is unlikely that kind of efficiency can continue for the balance of the series and for the balance of the playoffs. If you're going 5 for 9 at that rate for the balance of the series, yeah, you'll get there. But I think it's unrealistic to expect that frequency of success to continue. They've been able to generate some offensive chances during 5-on-5 play, but we want to see more of that. And more consistently apply the pressure on the opposition to help generate those scoring chances. Now, I think the final score of game number 3 was a bit flattering for the New Jersey Devils. 5-2, you look at the score and you think, oh my gosh, New Jersey, they had their way. Wasn't that way if you were checking out the game. It looks much more one-sided than it was. Stamkos scored his first goal of the series in the first minute of the third. That put the Lightning up 2-1. And you thought, here we go again. Maybe this is what we're going to see into the third period. But then undisciplined play, penalties take over. New Jersey ties it up while on the 2-man advantage, and then scored the go-ahead goal with 7 minutes remaining. They added 2 late ones in the final minute. That's what skews the score to 5-2 and makes it look a little more lopsided than it actually was. So New Jersey does score a victory in game number 3, but anything but a decisive victory. Lightning had a chance to win the game. They were better through 2 periods. It got away from them in the third. Maybe this is the key that John Cooper is looking for to help illustrate to his team. This is why I've been bothering you to have a consistent game for 60 minutes all the way through. Because if you don't have it, it can get away from you. And that was the example in game number 3. Now, the other interesting angle in game number 3 that's gotten an awful lot of attention and probably, in fact, more attention than it should. The Mikhail Sergachev coming together with Brian Boyle in the final seconds of the game. The outcome is determined. Everybody knows what the result of the game is going to be. There's everybody grabbing dance partners and everyone's coming together. Sergachev received a penalty for the high hit on Blake Coleman. Brian Boyle had heard the chirps from Mikhail Sergachev, even going back to game 1 of this series. He was sticking up for his teammate, which you would expect any member of either of these teams to do. And I like that both Brian Boyle, Mikhail Sergachev, they both downplayed it afterwards. The best description, I think, of the whole, I don't even want to call it an incident. It's been kind of manufactured into a controversy or incident, if you will. And the general gist of this, I'm paraphrasing, is from Brian Boyle was, I said some bad words. He said some bad words. There was some language that went back and forth. It's over. It's done with. It's game 3, and that's behind us now. We got to look ahead to game number 4, which is the right approach. Instead of those that are trying to generate this manufactured controversy of, oh my gosh, is there going to be any carryover from the final minute of game number 3 into game number 4? No. It's 2 days ago. You're starting with a fresh sheet. This is the kind of back and forth that is pretty standard when 2 teams are engaged in a playoff series. It's intense. Adrenaline runs hot. There's no need to make more of it than it is. We see a little more heat and a little more passion from teams during the regular season when they play back-to-back games. How often do we say that, oh, there's a nice home-and-home series coming up between these 2 teams? It usually generates a little more intensity, and sometimes if it's a division game especially, or if it's against a rival, that helps amp up the juice for both teams in terms of what they put out onto the ice. We like to see those back-to-back home and home games. If there's a day between, it's not as good. But if they're back-to-back and playing a game in each city, it's great. Well, in the playoffs, you're playing up to 7 games against the same opponent. The stakes are higher because if you don't win enough of them, you're going home for the summer. So, of course, there's going to be flare-ups. Of course, there's going to be emotional games in the series. That's part of the reason why we love the playoffs so much, is because the intensity is up at another level consistently through the series in each game. And as the series moves along, the stakes continue to get higher, so the emotions run higher. It shows that players are invested. That's great. That's what I want to see. There's no need to read more into it than that. Oh my gosh, is this going to carry over? Are we going to have 60 minutes of this? No, you're not. Because the focus for the players will return to, hey, we've got a game to win. Sure, things boil over and get out of hand occasionally. And they have throughout the playoffs early on. But don't make more of it than it is. At the end of the game, everybody grabbing a dance partner, a lot of chirping back and forth. The outcome has already been decided. There's nothing to read into that. That's the intensity draining out from the players. It'll be back up again when puck drops shortly after 7:30 this evening. At Hockey Unfiltered, at Todd Lewis Sports, Twitter and Instagram handles to follow us. We'll have the lineups as projected for both the New Jersey Devils and the Tampa Bay Lightning coming up. Want to talk about some of the games from last night, which I'm still shaking my head. I'm a little bit surprised, but I guess I can't be surprised anymore that Vegas is moving on to round number 2. We'll look at some of the other stories. There is some other NHL news as well. Glenn Gulutzan is no longer the coach of the Calgary Flames. He was dismissed on Tuesday. And Josh Morrissey of the Winnipeg Jets is having a Department of Player Safety hearing later on this afternoon because of an incident. We'll talk about that and tee up the other games on the Wednesday night, the start of the second week of the Stanley Cup playoffs. At Hockey Unfiltered, at Todd Lewis Sports, our Twitter and Instagram handles. Much more of the program coming up right after the break.
Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis sends you to the biggest events at the best prices. This year, we've partnered with Seat Giant to give you special deals on tickets to NHL games, concerts, or other events. Simply go to SeatGiant.com, find the tickets you want. When you check out, use the promo code TODD for a special discount. That's promo code TODD for a special discount. Start saving with SeatGiant.com on your next purchase. Get your business started getting more leads. 1-844-SEO-LEAD. The number to call if you want more online leads for your business is 1-844-SEO-LEAD. Search engine optimization can be the difference between success and failure. It's no coincidence which businesses are listed first in Google searches. Call 1-844-SEO-LEAD. Now it's even easier to nominate your dog as the Hockey Unfiltered Dog of the Day. We do it every Saturday. Send us a photo on Twitter or now on Instagram with the hashtag HU Dog of the Day. We choose a winner every Saturday. That's simple. Now on Instagram or Twitter, send us the photo using the hashtag HU Dog of the Day, and your dog could be the one added to our gallery on the website and Facebook page. It's the Hockey Unfiltered Dog of the Day every Saturday. Cutting-edge design for manufacturing. Nova Product Design. Industrial design. Mechanical engineering and design. Nova Product Design provides experienced design for parts and assemblies, manufacturing, assembly, and serviceability. From plastic parts to sheet metal forming, mold and tool design, injection molding, and more. Nova Product Design. Visit novaproductdesign.com to learn more. So you had to get groceries, take your daughter to dance class, and a pipe burst in the kitchen. You missed Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis. No problem. All of our shows are available as a podcast right after the show airs, so you can listen when life gets in the way of hearing us live. Subscribe through iTunes and get alerts as soon as the podcast is available, or go to our website, hockeyunfiltered.com, and listen. Plus, check out the other cool stuff. The Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis podcast. Subscribe now through iTunes.
Welcome back. It's a special pregame edition between the Tampa Bay Lightning and New Jersey Devils of Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis, powered by Primetime Radio, at Hockey Unfiltered, at Todd Lewis Sports, our Twitter and Instagram handles. Todd at hockeyunfiltered.com is the email. You can pose your questions and comments through our social media channels, through Facebook page as well. 4 games on the Wednesday schedule as we begin week number 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Pittsburgh Penguins and Philadelphia Flyers in the East. Penguins lead that series 2-1. Out West, it's the Nashville Predators and the Colorado Avalanche. Preds are up 2-1, and the Sharks lead the Anaheim Ducks 3-0 in the series. They have a chance to sweep the Ducks a little bit later on this evening. And of course, we're focused on the New Jersey Devils hosting game number 4 with the Tampa Bay Lightning, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time start. Puck drop just a little bit after that. By the way, a reminder for those looking for the national broadcast of the Lightning and Devils and also the Ducks and Sharks on television. The national broadcast on television is on Golf Channel this evening. I'm sure that most are going to be enjoying the Tampa Bay Lightning coverage of the crews that do a great job on radio and TV, but there are some that tune in here that don't get the local coverage made available to them in round 1, so you'll find the national broadcast on the Golf Channel. I am not sure if the broadcast will be delivered in hushed tones the way they do golf tournaments. I suspect it won't, but you know, that might be kind of fun at some point. That might be kind of fun to do at some point. But anyhow, that's where you will find the national television broadcast. From Tuesday night, congratulations to the Vegas Golden Knights. I know, the storybook season continues. First-year team. No one thought any of this was possible, but the Vegas Golden Knights are continuing to make believers out of more and more with every success that they accomplish. The Knights completed the sweep of the LA Kings last night at Staples Center. They are the first team in the opening round to win their 4 and move on into the second round of the playoffs. They will be facing the San Jose Sharks. As mentioned, the Sharks are up 3-0 in their series against the Anaheim Ducks. They won the first 2 on the road in Anaheim. They absolutely waxed the Anaheim Ducks in game number 3 at the Shark Tank. And, well, it's a matter of if it's over this evening or whether they're going to be forced to travel back to Southern California. But all season for Vegas, we have waited for the bubble to burst. I kept thinking, okay, it's been a great month. Off the start, it's been a great couple of months. They got to Thanksgiving. They were continuing to surprise. All right, as we get deeper in the season, I expect things are going to slow down. Then you get into the new year. It's 2018. Vegas is still putting up victories. All right, but as I look ahead, their schedule gets tougher. So maybe that will be the time that reality starts to set in. Of course, they'd already built up such a cushion that making the playoffs was inevitable. At some point, you got to think that the bubble will burst and there will be a reality check. Obviously, it wasn't in the opening round. I don't want to get completely ahead of myself, but is it not feasible that maybe they go to the Cup final? They keep proving doubters wrong. Here's another example. An absolute sweep out of L.A. Many of us chose L.A. in our predictions in that series. Didn't happen. Vegas owner Bill Foley said, hey, when we got the team, we're impatient. We want to be in the hunt right away. And everybody said, slow your roll, Bill. Don't get ahead of yourself. That's not how you build a team. You've got to draft. You've got to develop. It takes time. It takes years to get to this point. Well, there is some truth in that the drafting and development of players is a tried and proven example of how to be successful. But this success of the Vegas Golden Knights, sure, they had far more tools available to them in the expansion draft than any team previously did. Recognize that. But this is an extraordinary situation. It also illustrates that you can be successful in the NHL in a shorter period of time. No longer is it the 7-year process to go from bottom of the league to challenging for a long playoff run. I don't know how long this magic is going to continue. I'm interested to see how the first pregame ceremony is going to be for Vegas versus San Jose? Is that night going to chase a shark around on the ice with the sword and everything? I don't know. Maybe that's what we'll see. But good for Vegas. Congratulations on the first round victory. And now they wait. And now imagine the whole team has got like a week off in Vegas too. Of course, everybody lives there, so maybe the novelty of Vegas wears off a little bit. But still, you got a team at home with a week off in Vegas before you're playing again. Maybe you want to have a curfew on those final few days. A little postmortem on the LA Kings as well. Changes are coming to this team. They already started last year when the Kings dumped their general manager and head coach. They were a big, lumbering, plodding team playing that style of hockey. John Stevens was elevated to the position of head coach, and he started to make this team into a bit more of an up-tempo team, playing a quicker style. But with the roster that they have, you can only go so far. They did inject some younger players into the lineup. It helped. They still, though, got a bunch of bigger, heavier guys that play that plodding, the so-called heavy game. Speed is important in every aspect of the NHL game now. That's how it's evolving, and that's the trend of the moment. LA realizes it. They understand. They've got some choices and they've got some decisions to make going forward. A lot of attention is going to get focused on Drew Doughty and his potential to become an unrestricted free agent a year from July 1st. He'll get signed. It's not going to be a big deal. He'll make a lot of money and he'll be fine. I want him on my defense. You see how valuable he is. But the other thing with the LA Kings, the same problem they had all year plagued them in this series with Vegas. Can't score goals. Can't score enough goals. 4 games, 3 goals. Not good enough. Shut out twice. How do you expect to win? Goaltender Jonathan Quick, he played well. He gave them an unbelievable chance to win in that double overtime game. He had like a .950 save percentage in the 4 games of the series. That's giving you a chance to win. You don't score, you don't win. 2 losses by shutout. 1-0. Vegas scored only 7 goals in the 4 games, and they won 4 games. It's not that Vegas blew them out. LA can't score. And that was their problem all season long. Also out west, Winnipeg Jets take a 3-1 series lead over the Minnesota Wild. 2-0 victory. Mark Scheifele picks up both goals in the Jets win over the Minnesota Wild. Not a lot of discussion about that. Not a lot of talking about that. But this series has been brutal to both teams, suffering significant injuries. Matthew Perreault left after game number 1. Tyler Myers is out. Man, Trouba, Enstrom, they've been battered. Ryan Suter is gone for the season. The Minnesota Wild lost Zach Parise, fractured sternum in game 3. Matt Dumba has also been playing hurt. He was a game-time decision for this game. Man, oh man. Now, the story of this game, though, is the horrific-looking cross-check to the head of Eric Staal by Winnipeg Jets defender Josh Morrissey. The hearing will be this afternoon in front of the Department of Player Safety, and Morrissey is going to sit for a while. I cannot believe that this will be given a pass. And at this point in our lives, do we all not realize that if you get a hearing, you're getting suspended? You're getting at least a game. If you get a hearing, you're getting suspended. There was no penalty called on this play, which is remarkable to me that 4 officials on the ice missed this. It's very similar to the LA and Vegas game where Arik Haula gave kind of a punch in the head, butt end to Anze Kopitar in front of the net, and there was no penalty called on that play as well. But Morrissey is definitely getting suspended in this game. In my opinion, this is another illustration of the officiating that continues to be disappointing throughout these Stanley Cup playoffs. Players have brought their best games. The officials have not. There is still far too much stuff being let go. Oh, we don't want to get involved and we don't want to take away and decide the game. You are doing that by not calling the penalties. I've read a bunch of stories over the last couple of days that, the officials haven't put their whistles away. Power plays are playing a significant role. Yes, they have, because there's way more stuff that's being let go that should be called. But yeah, Morrissey's getting suspended for this. Absolutely. There was no penalty called on the play. Just the optics of this look bad. Much like Drew Doughty got suspended for 1 game for his hit on William Carrier. Morrissey's getting suspended for this. It's a critical moment in the game, too, because the Jets should have been down 2 men and it been a 5-on-3 power play. Didn't happen. Morrissey stays in the game. Who knows what would have happened with the Winnipeg Jets and a depleted defense that was already depleted because Tyler Myers didn't start the game. Bruce Boudreau, the Minnesota Wild coach, has made this the flashpoint in the series against Winnipeg, and this is the right thing to do. He's playing the mind game to say, oh my gosh, we have been horribly wronged in this. Can't understand it. They apologize that they missed it after, but I don't want the apology. We've been defeated by this. There's no way this should have happened. He never should have been in the game, and he's made that the rallying point for the Minnesota Wild. Hey, if it works for you, then that's what you want to do. He's got to do something to try to motivate his team that is missing 2 key players in Ryan Suter and Zach Parise for this series. Double overtime game on Tuesday night as well. Hey, the Washington Capitals broke through. Look at that. Visiting team has won all these games. 3-2 is the final. Double overtime. It's 2-1 still in favor of the Jackets. And again, another story that a lot was made of and perhaps exaggerated a little bit, we'll say. Capitals star player, goal-scoring extravaganza, Alex Ovechkin, got asked about the prospects of the series. They're being down 2 games and headed to Columbus. And again, I'm kind of paraphrasing on this, but he said, well, we're down. We're kind of in a bad spot now. We got to go out and show something. But, it'll be fun when we go back and play Game 5 in Washington with the series even. Well, after that, cue the clickbait headlines. Ovi guarantees victory. Now, this isn't the whole Mark Messier leading the Rangers to the Cup thing. In fact, that story has also been significantly embellished over the years. But Ovechkin is asked to comment about the series. And you know what? If your captain says anything except, I'm confident we can come back, and I expect that we'll get wins here, and we'll be going back home, and we'll be even, he's going to get creamed if he says anything other than that. So when he does, now it's like, oh my gosh, Ovi guarantees victory. Put that up on our site so we can get lots of clicks on it. Now, expressing confidence, saying that you have faith in your team, that's not sexy. That doesn't play nearly as well. But saying Ovi guarantees victory. He didn't stand up on a stool in the dressing room and raise his arms and proclaim that the Capitals were coming back and absolutely winning. He answered a question. I like the positive attitude. I like the positive approach. At Hockey Unfiltered, at Todd Lewis Sports, our Twitter and Instagram handles. We'll look ahead to the other games on the Wednesday schedule. More on the Tampa Bay Lightning and New Jersey Devils contest. Puck drop shortly after 7:30 p.m. Get you the latest on the lineups for both teams, and we'll look ahead to the other games as well. Some other stories around the NHL, whatever we can squeeze in up to the top of the hour. If you've got questions and you want to post them through social media, whether it's on our Facebook page or on our Twitter handles, at Hockey Unfiltered, at Todd Lewis Sports. Hockey Unfiltered pregame edition in advance of the Lightning and Devils game continues after the break.
Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis sends you to the biggest events at the best prices. This year, we've partnered with Seat Giant to give you special deals on tickets to NHL games, concerts, or other events. Simply go to SeatGiant.com, find the tickets you want. When you check out, use the promo code TODD for a special discount. That's promo code TODD for a special discount. Start saving with SeatGiant.com on your next purchase. Get your business started getting more leads. 1-844-SEO-LEAD. The number to call if you want more online leads for your business is 1-844-SEO-LEAD. Search engine optimization can be the difference between success and failure. It's no coincidence which businesses are listed first in Google searches. Call 1-844-SEO-LEAD. Now it's even easier to nominate your dog as the Hockey Unfiltered Dog of the Day. We do it every Saturday. Send us a photo on Twitter or now on Instagram with the hashtag HU Dog of the Day. We choose a winner every Saturday. That's simple. Now on Instagram or Twitter, send us the photo using the hashtag HU Dog of the Day, and your dog could be the one added to our gallery on the website and Facebook page. It's the Hockey Unfiltered Dog of the Day every Saturday. Cutting-edge design for manufacturing. Nova Product Design. Industrial design. Mechanical engineering and design. Nova Product Design provides experienced design for parts and assemblies, manufacturing, assembly, and serviceability. From plastic parts to sheet metal forming, mold and tool design, injection molding, and more. Nova Product Design. Visit novaproductdesign.com to learn more. So you had to get groceries, take your daughter to dance class, and a pipe burst in the kitchen. You missed Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis. No problem. All of our shows are available as a podcast right after the show airs, so you can listen when life gets in the way of hearing us live. Subscribe through iTunes and get alerts as soon as the podcast is available, or go to our website, hockeyunfiltered.com, and listen. Plus, check out the other cool stuff. The Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis podcast. Subscribe now through iTunes.
Welcome back. This is Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis, a special pregame edition before the Tampa Bay Lightning New Jersey Devils game number 4 from New Jersey. Puck drop is shortly after 7:30 this evening at Hockey Unfiltered, at Todd Lewis Sports Twitter and Instagram handles, all powered by Primetime Radio. We'll take you up to the top of the hour and get you closer to puck drop. As mentioned, there is a lot of news in the National Hockey League. We had the hearing that's going on with Josh Morrissey of the Winnipeg Jets. He's getting suspended for the cross-check. I know it hasn't been done yet, but the news will probably come out a little bit later on tonight in time for the primetime television coverage of the games this evening. At Hockey Unfiltered, at Todd Lewis Sports, if you have questions or comments. Other games on the schedule as well. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. The Penguins lead that series 2-1, and game number 4 goes this evening in Philadelphia. Now, if the pattern continues in this series, Philly wins by a rather comfortable score. Isn't that the way this works? And Brian Elliott plays a terrific game. Isn't that what's supposed to happen now? There's been all kinds of drama in this series as well, as there have been through all 8 series in the Stanley Cup playoffs in the first round. There's all kinds of good storylines in each of them. But the latest big one occurred in the Pittsburgh and Philly series yesterday when Sean Couturier got clipped and cleaned out at practice by Radko Gudas. I read on Twitter earlier, and I wish I'd made a note of who it was. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'll give you credit if I find it. But someone tweeted out earlier that there was no hearing today for Radko Gudas, and that hit against Sean Couturier, Philadelphia Flyers yesterday. But in seriousness, though, it looked bad. And in fact, Claude Giroux of the Flyers said that, that doesn't look good. That did not look good. Couturier did not make the morning skate. He is listed as a game time decision officially for the Philadelphia Flyers, but just judging by his reaction and kind of the reaction of the team, I'm not sure if we're seeing Sean Couturier in the lineup. Dave Haxtell, the head coach of the Philadelphia Flyers, said that he would not discuss his lineup, and he would not discuss whether Sean Couturier would even take the pregame skate to test out whatever sort of body malady is ailing him. But if there's no Coots, there's no win for Philly. It's that simple. I do not see how the Philadelphia Flyers are going to be able to win without him. If there's no Couturier, then some of the speculated ideas about how that lineup changes, Nolan Patrick perhaps moves up to center the top line with Claude Giroux and Jake Voracek, or because he's played so much center before, moving to the wing this year, do you put Giroux back into the center and perhaps slide another winger alongside? That's maybe an option. But, that's just a horrible blow for the Philadelphia Flyers if Sean Couturier can't go. Pens also have a notable injury. Patrick Hornquist is out with an injury, so the lines are going to get shuffled as well for the Pittsburgh Penguins just a little bit. Jay Gensel, Sidney Crosby, Dominic Simone on the top line, as it was this morning. Hagelin, Malkin, and Kessel. Connor Sheary, Derek Brassard, Brian Rust, Aston Reese, Sheahan, and Kuhnhackl make up the fourth line. The defense pairings for the Pittsburgh Penguins, Dumoulin, Letang, Mata, and Schultz, Oleksiak, and Ruhwedel. And the third pairing, and Matt Murray, of course, is going to be the goaltender that starts for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I don't know. No Sean Couturier, though. That is a really tough blow for the Philadelphia Flyers to overcome. But that's the approach has got to be, you know what? We play with who we've got in the lineup. We can't worry about that. Focus on going forward. They already won a game in Pittsburgh when everyone saw game number one and said, oh, this series is going to go fast. They got a lot of people's attention after game number two. Now the Pittsburgh Penguins battled back in game three. This is going to be a huge obstacle, though, for the Philadelphia Flyers to overcome. Out west, games in Colorado with the Nashville Predators. Preds are up 2-1 in this series. And as expected, when the series shifted back to Denver, the home crowd was magnificent at Pepsi Center. Significant production out of the top line for the Colorado Avalanche has been their key to success, and it was again in the 5-3 victory in game number 3, making it a 2-1 series and headed to game number 4 a little bit later on this evening. Once again, as we have seen the pattern, Avs score early on Pekka Rinne. Now, this time in game number 3 between the Avs and the Nashville Predators, they followed it up with a few more goals and wound up chasing them out of the net. And if you're a Nashville Predators fan who's been looking all year at how the team has added Kyle Turris and got the experience and taste of the Stanley Cup final a year ago, and this year was meant to be the taking of the next step, you've got to be a little concerned. Pekka Rinne in the playoffs, yeah, sure, it was Pittsburgh last year, but just to see goals being allowed early, that gives you just that little bit of doubt creeping in. For Colorado, both Nathan McKinnon and Gabriel Landeskog have 5 points in the 3 games. They're the big producers. But Colorado's also been getting scoring from other sources. Blake Como, Gabriel Bourque, each have 2 goals apiece. And that's the other concerning part, if you're the Nashville Predators or Nashville Predators fans, is that there's been a lot of goals going in the net against. Game number 2, scored a whole bunch, managed to come up with a victory. Game number 3 in Denver, there's also a lot of goals that went in. This series, if game number 2 had gone a little differently, could be 2-1 in favor of the Colorado Avalanche. Colorado will find some energy and find some determination. I expect Nashville also will in game number 4 of this series, with the Preds up 2-1. Similar situation to Tampa and New Jersey. Get a victory on the road. You can go back home and have the chance to close it out and have a quick first round series. One of the keys to success for a long playoff run is a quick first round series. Quick second round is okay, but a quick first round series is nice. No updates from Nashville at last check on what the lineup was going to be, what the lines were going to be. The Colorado Avalanche, though, going with the same lines: Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen. That's the big line that has been producing. Kerfoot, Jost, and Andrew Ghetto on the second line. Nieto, Soderberg, and Como. Bourque, Comfer, and Wilson on the fourth line. The pairings on defense: Zadorov and Barry, Nemeth and Barbiero, Siemens and Warsofsky. Sam Girard remains out. He was announced as not being able to go again in game number 4. That was a huge blow to the Colorado Avalanche, we thought, for game number 3, but they were able to come up with a victory. It'll be Jonathan Bernier in goal. And again, the other game out west is Anaheim and San Jose. Sharks are up 3-0 in this one and a chance to sweep. We've seen one first-round sweep, Vegas Golden Knights taking out the LA Kings. Will there be another? Sharks have kind of gone one better in this series in that they won the first 2 games on the road in Anaheim. Everybody expected the big effort from the Ducks in game number 3 in San Jose. All right, as we've talked about again with Tampa and New Jersey, Colorado, Nashville, and other series. Game 3, if we can get something going, then we're back in the series. Washington did it against the Columbus Blue Jackets. We didn't see that from the Anaheim Ducks. Sharks absolutely pasted them, 8-1. Every forward on the roster had at least a point. Now, again, in game number 4, I am expecting an effort from Anaheim this evening to try to salvage one game from the series, because all the cliches are being rolled out that, well, we can't think about winning 4 in a row. We just have to win one game, go one game at a time. But if San Jose manages to get the lead in this one, I'm not sure that the effort will be sustained by the Anaheim Ducks. San Jose Sharks are not losing this series. If Anaheim wins in game number 4 in San Jose, they're only prolonging the series. It might end tonight. If San Jose gets up by a goal or 2, then I think all the fight may come out of the Anaheim Ducks. And with it, whether it's this evening or a couple of days down the road, I'll expect to see some significant changes in Anaheim as well. Similar to what's gone on with the Los Angeles Kings, they recognized it a year ago. Their roster was big and heavy, and that was the type of game, the heavy game. But the NHL has continued to evolve to become much more of a speed game with an emphasis on speed in all areas. Anaheim Ducks have gotten older and slower, and they need to fix that. Coach is in trouble there too. There were big expectations for the Anaheim Ducks this year. They had a lot of defense. They made a move. They brought in Adam Henrique. Sure, they have survived a whole bunch of injuries all season long. It's like they had somebody significant hurt on their roster all season long. But when you don't have results, changes get made. Rosters get juggled. Coaches and general managers get worried looks on their faces. This is another team, Anaheim and LA, built in a similar fashion because it was thought that they had to get through the other to advance in the playoffs. Maybe a little too much focus on that, and should have been paying a little more attention to the rest of the league and how the rest of the league was evolving and becoming much more of a high-speed, high-skill game. There's still the physical element to it, but it's not about lumbering through the redwood trees anymore. Sharks lines will be the same as the first 3 games of the series. Kane, Pavelski, Donskoy, Hertl, Couture, Bodker, Meyer, Tierney, and LeBanc, Carlson, Fair, and Sorensen, the defense pairings. Martin and Burns. Brent Burns did not skate, but he is expected to be in the lineup. Vlasic and Braun, Dillon and DeMello, the third pairing, and Martin Jones, of course, in goal. He's been really good, by the way, too. And the Ducks lines, Raquel, Getzlaff, Kasha, Cogliano, Kessler, Silverberg, Nick Ritchie, Adam Henrique, and Corey Perry. Where is Corey Perry gone? I don't know. We'll wait and see after the season is over for the Anaheim Ducks. Yeah, I'm saying it's a foregone conclusion, but this has not been Corey Perry this year. Vermette, Grant, and JT Brown to the fourth line. Lindholm and Manson, Boschman, Montour, Peterson, and BX are the defense pairings, and John Gibson will be in goal for the Anaheim Ducks. Game number 4 against the San Jose Sharks. I don't know. It's an interesting one, that series. It has not gone the way I expected. I thought, much like LA and Vegas would be a long series, I fully expected Anaheim and San Jose to be a much, much longer series, but that has not played out. At Hockey Unfiltered, at Todd Lewis Sports, our Twitter and Instagram handles. One more segment to go. We'll take you up to the top of the hour. More on the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New Jersey Devils game that is set to go. Game number 4. Puck drop is shortly after 7:30 at the Prudential Center. We'll have the expected lineups for both teams. There are roster questions, and we have seen the playoffs start to take a toll on just about every team in the NHL. And yeah, it's taking its toll on Tampa Bay and the Lightning as well. Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis, back with more after the break.
Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis sends you to the biggest events at the best prices. This year, we've partnered with Seat Giant to give you special deals on tickets to NHL games, concerts, or other events. Simply go to SeatGiant.com, find the tickets you want. When you check out, use the promo code TODD for a special discount. That's promo code TODD for a special discount. Start saving with SeatGiant.com on your next purchase. Get your business started getting more leads. 1-844-SEO-LEAD. The number to call if you want more online leads for your business is 1-844-SEO-LEAD. Search engine optimization can be the difference between success and failure. It's no coincidence which businesses are listed first in Google searches. Call 1-844-SEO-LEAD. Now it's even easier to nominate your dog as the Hockey Unfiltered Dog of the Day. We do it every Saturday. Send us a photo on Twitter or now on Instagram with the hashtag HU Dog of the Day. We choose a winner every Saturday. That's simple. Now on Instagram or Twitter, send us the photo using the hashtag HU Dog of the Day, and your dog could be the one added to our gallery on the website and Facebook page. It's the Hockey Unfiltered Dog of the Day every Saturday. Cutting-edge design for manufacturing. Nova Product Design. Industrial design. Mechanical engineering and design. Nova Product Design provides experienced design for parts and assemblies, manufacturing, assembly, and serviceability. From plastic parts to sheet metal forming, mold and tool design, injection molding, and more. Nova Product Design. Visit novaproductdesign.com to learn more. So you had to get groceries, take your daughter to dance class, and a pipe burst in the kitchen. You missed Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis. No problem. All of our shows are available as a podcast right after the show airs, so you can listen when life gets in the way of hearing us live. Subscribe through iTunes and get alerts as soon as the podcast is available, or go to our website, hockeyunfiltered.com, and listen. Plus, check out the other cool stuff, the Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis podcast. Subscribe now through iTunes.
Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis. It's the pregame edition. Tampa Bay Lightning, New Jersey Devils, game number 4 in New Jersey this evening. Puck drop is shortly after 7:30 at Hockey Unfiltered, at Todd Lewis Sports, our Twitter and Instagram handles. If you're a regular listener of our programs on Saturdays and Sundays, you know we also talk about our midweek Little Saturday podcast. They drop on Wednesday afternoons. Yes, if you're looking for it, it will be there a little bit later on today. We'll be recording it, and a little more hockey talk about the playoffs and things going on as well. At Hockey Unfiltered, at Todd Lewis Sports, our Twitter and Instagram handles. Tampa Bay, New Jersey, and here's the lineups as we expect them to be for the New Jersey Devils in game number 4. Pretty much what we saw in game number 3. Why change a winner? Hall, Hischier, Palmieri on the top line. Marcus Johansson back in the lineup for the first time since late January and made an impact, I thought, for the New Jersey Devils as well. He'll skate alongside Pavel Zacha and Patrick Maroon. Coleman, Zajac, and Nason on the third line. It's Wood, Boyle, and Stafford on the fourth. The defense pairings, Green and Sami Vatanen, Moore, Severson, Butcher, and Lovejoy and Corey Schneider starting in goal. Tampa Bay Lightning was an optional skate this morning before the game. There were a few players on the ice, but not a lot of players chose to go out. So here's the lines as we're kind of expecting them. JT Miller, Steven Stamkos, and Nikita Kucherov, Andre Palat, Braden Point, and I expect he's healthy enough to go. We haven't really had any indications other than John Cooper says he hopes he's good. He was given a body maintenance day on Tuesday, but it will be Tyler Johnson alongside. Kaloran, Cirelli, and Gourde, Kunitz, Paquette, and Corey Conacher. Ryan Callahan took the optional skate in this morning. It is not expected to be in the lineup for game number 4. Hedman and Girardi, Strawman and McDonough, Coburn and Sergachev will be the defensive pairings, and Andrei Vasilevsky will be in goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm interested to see. I expect a real high-tempo game to come out of this one to start. New Jersey Devils feeding off their home crowd, anxious to tie this series up. We'll have a lot of energy. The Tampa Bay Lightning, knowing that we don't want the New Jersey Devils to tie this series up. Let's play a smart, structured, disciplined game and not get into the penalty difficulties that they found themselves in the third period of game number 3. Should also be ready to go. The power play has been really good in the first 3 games. Another power play goal will help, but a consistent 5-on-5 pressure will also go an awful long way for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I kind of expect to see that. This could be the game. If Tampa can impose their will with their superior talent level and their superior lineup, rolling line after line of goal-scoring ability over the boards, this is the time that it can be too much for the New Jersey Devils, and then come back to Tampa for game number 5 on Saturday, a 3 p.m. Eastern start, and have a chance to close out the series. That's what I'm kind of expecting will happen in this game tonight. Others, of course, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, a 7 o'clock Eastern start. Nashville and Colorado, one of the late games. 10 p.m. Eastern start in Anaheim and San Jose is a 10:30 Eastern time start. I mentioned as well, and I wanted to get this in before we run out of time here, that there is another coach who is looking for work, Glenn Gulletson of the Calgary Flames, and his assistants were dismissed yesterday, and I'm not surprised. The thing that struck me all season about the Flames, they felt like they were better than they actually are. They did have some nice jump a couple of seasons ago. They still have goaltending questions. Mike Smith, when he was healthy, he was good. He had some injury difficulties, and I'm not surprised because he's an older goaltender and the wear and tear starts to catch up. For a team that has their lineup on defense, they didn't look very good or very strong defensively and had trouble managing the puck at times. And their offense, their first line and second line, pretty good, but the drop-off after that is pretty significant. So I'm interested to see what happens here with the Calgary Flames. That's 3 coaching vacancies, potentially 4, and I expect there's going to be more as well. A reminder for those looking for the national broadcast of the Lightning and the Devils, of course, the Lightning TV and radio crews locally will be doing a great job, but if you're looking for the national broadcast, it is on the Golf Channel this evening. Golf Channel. I know, I don't understand it either. A thing to note, though, is that TV numbers in the first little while of the playoffs were not quite up to date. For the first 4 or 5 days, TV numbers have been very good. Tampa has been excellent. Also south of there, near where I live in Fort Myers, Florida, also one of the top TV markets. And there's a lot of uninformed Canadians who are making smart comments saying, oh, well, it's just the snowbirds. It's just people down from Canada north who are watching hockey. No, there's a lot of hockey fans in Florida. There's a lot of hockey fans in Florida. They've been turning out and supporting the Lightning, and it's going to be fun to watch. We'll show them how many hockey fans there are a little bit later on this evening. Yeah, sure, they're snowbirds, but as we also know that the migration of the snowbirds back north is also well underway. If you're looking for our little Saturday podcast, it'll be up a little bit later on. You can check it out on our website. You can subscribe through iTunes and iHeartRadio. It's also available on the Hockey Unfiltered app. We'll be back again on the weekend with our regular programs. Saturday and Sunday, we are live at 11 Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific at hockeyunfiltered.com, streaming live on the Hockey Unfiltered app. I'm expecting a really good game tonight between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New Jersey Devils. Devils will be juiced up in front of their home crowd, ready to try to even the series, try to find a way to, it's almost the Taylor Hall thing. You've got to almost defend him the way you do Alex Ovechkin, I think, which still doesn't get done properly. Put a guy on him. Whenever, if there's a power play, put a guy on him. Stick with him. I mean, he is hard to catch up with. He's having such a tremendous season, but the Lightning have plenty of weapons on their own that we'll be seeing as well. Nikita Kucherov, Steven Stamkos, plus some depth scoring as well from Yanni Gourde, and Alex Killorn has been absolutely a monster on the power play. Should be a good one. It's going to be quite interesting to watch how this game develops this evening with both teams that I expect to come out with high energy, should absolutely be flying up and down the ice in a lot of instances in the early going, with both Tampa and New Jersey understanding the importance. And as I mentioned, the importance level of this game is significant for both teams now. Tampa with a 2-0 lead. You understand that New Jersey is going to have a feeling of desperation, and while not an elimination game, a must-win type of game. Tampa, now that they have the opportunity to see that, hey, this is a team we're playing, I expect another level from the Tampa Bay Lightning. At Hockey Unfiltered, at Todd Lewis Sports, our Twitter and Instagram handles. Thanks for joining us today. Enjoy a great game tonight. Back with you again on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis sends you to the biggest events at the best prices. This year, we've partnered with Seat Giant to give you special deals on tickets to NHL games, concerts, or other events. Simply go to SeatGiant.com, find the tickets you want. When you check out, use the promo code TODD for a special discount. That's promo code TODD for a special discount. Start saving with SeatGiant.com on your next purchase. Get your business started getting more leads. 1-844-SEO-LEAD. The number to call if you want more online leads for your business is 1-844-SEO-LEAD. Search engine optimization can be the difference between success and failure. It's no coincidence which businesses are listed first in Google searches. Call 1-844-SEO-LEAD. Now it's even easier to nominate your dog as the Hockey Unfiltered Dog of the Day. We do it every Saturday. Send us a photo on Twitter or now on Instagram with the hashtag HU Dog of the Day. We choose a winner every Saturday. That's simple. Now on Instagram or Twitter, send us the photo using the hashtag HU Dog of the Day, and your dog could be the one added to our gallery on the website and Facebook page. It's the Hockey Unfiltered Dog of the Day every Saturday. Cutting-edge design for manufacturing, Nova product design, industrial design, mechanical engineering and design. Nova product design provides experienced design for parts and assemblies, manufacturing, assembly, and serviceability. From plastic parts to sheet metal forming, mold and tool design, injection molding, and more. Nova product design. Visit novaproductdesign.com to learn more. So you had to get groceries, take your daughter to dance class, and a pipe burst in the kitchen. You missed Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis. No problem. All of our shows are available as a podcast right after the show airs, so you can listen when life gets in the way of hearing us live. Subscribe through iTunes and get alerts as soon as the podcast is available, or go to our website, hockeyunfiltered.com, and listen. Plus, check out the other cool stuff, the Hockey Unfiltered with Todd Lewis podcast. Subscribe now through iTunes.